everybody is suddenly acting strange again, because Brian Okwara has once again entered his protective husband era in Nollywood movies, and fans cannot keep calm about it. Loudly cold, every new movie clip people are seeing online lately is just making the whole thing worse, because the way this man carries Sonia Uch in emotional scenes is starting to feel too real for viewers, and now fans are joking that Brian Okwara has unofficially become Nollywood's softest husband without anybody announcing it. Weary Collision. One thing that keeps making people react is how calm and mature his energy always looks whenever Sonia Uch's character is going through stress in movies, because instead of shouting or acting aggressively like the usual dramatic Nollywood men, Brian somehow always gives this composed, protective energy that fans are now addicted to watching. And the reactions are becoming funnier every single day. Loudly crying face. One small scene where Sonia Uch was crying while Brian quietly held her shoulders and stared at her like he wanted to fight the whole world for her has now turned into another viral conversation among fans, because people are saying nobody can convince them that Brian does not enjoy these husband roles too much. Cold face. And honestly, the internet has already accepted him as the Protective Husband Association president. At this point, loudly fire, the funniest part is that fans are not even reacting to big dramatic scenes anymore, because even ordinary moments are now enough to make people scream online. Weary face. Someone said Brian Okwara can literally adjust Sonia Uch's hair in one scene, and the internet will immediately start writing wedding vows in the comments. Loudly broken, and somehow that is exactly what keeps happening, because viewers have started paying attention to every tiny detail between both actors, especially the way Brian looks at Sonia Uch during emotional conversations in movies, because people keep saying his expressions always look too intentional. Cold face. Another thing making fans lose their minds is how Brian always acts like the calm protector instead of the loud romantic type, and viewers are saying that soft masculine energy is exactly why his chemistry with Sonia Uch feels different from many other Nollywood pairings right now. Weary fire. There is just something about the way he stands beside her character in tense moments that keeps making fans replay scenes again and again, because the emotional comfort feels believable and natural, and people are now saying Nollywood has accidentally created one of the strongest comfort pairings without even trying. Some fans even joked that Brian Okwara now behaves like somebody who already memorized Sonia Uch's emotional triggers, because every movie scene somehow ends with him comforting her like a real husband that has been married for 10 years. Cold face. And honestly, these reactions are becoming impossible to ignore, because every new upload featuring both of them quickly turns into another relationship discussion in comment sections. One person even said, "This man protects Sonia Uch like rent is due tomorrow." And fans completely lost it after reading that, because somehow everybody understood exactly what the person meant. Weary collision. The internet especially loves the moments where Sonia Uch's character becomes emotionally vulnerable, because Brian's reaction in those scenes always looks so patient and gentle that viewers instantly start overthinking the chemistry. Again, loudly crying face. Another thing fans keep mentioning is Brian's body language, because they are convinced he has mastered the art of silent reassurance. In movies Cold face, while other actors overdo romantic scenes, Brian somehow makes simple moments feel deeper, and fans are now saying that is what makes him dangerous on screen, because even standing quietly beside Sonia Uch somehow becomes emotional content for viewers. Loudly fire. There was one scene recently where Sonia looked upset while Brian calmly watched her without saying too much, and somehow that tiny moment alone became enough for fans to start posting edits again, because people said the emotional tension was louder than actual dialogue. Weary broken. And now fans are beginning to believe Brian Okwara's strongest weapon is not romance but emotional protection, because every time Sonia Uch's character looks overwhelmed, Brian immediately gives this reassuring energy that makes viewers melt instantly. Loudly crying face. The craziest part is that fans are fully aware they are overreacting, but nobody even wants to stop anymore, because the pairing keeps feeding the internet with soft emotional scenes every single time. Cold face. Another reason this conversation keeps trending is because viewers feel Brian's protective roles do not look forced at all, because sometimes Nollywood actors can exaggerate caring husband roles, but Brian somehow makes his reactions look natural and effortless, which is exactly why fans keep calling him the most protective Nollywood husband. Again, loudly collision. One funny thing people started noticing is how Brian's face changes whenever Sonia Uch's character is in danger or emotional pain, because viewers swear his eyes immediately switch into, "Who upset my wife?" mode weary fire, and now fans cannot unsee it anymore, because every movie scene keeps proving their point again and again, loudly crying face. Some people are even comparing Brian's energy to those calm husbands in emotional Korean dramas, because of how gentle and emotionally present he acts around Sonya's characters in recent movies Cold Face. And honestly, that comparison alone already explains why fans are obsessed, because viewers love emotional security more than loud romance these days, and Brian somehow keeps delivering that exact vibe effortlessly, loudly crying face. Another thing making fans emotional is the way Sonya Uch also responds naturally to Brian's calm energy on screen, because their conversations never feel too forced or too dramatic, which makes the chemistry look believable enough to confuse fans again. Weary broken people are now saying the pairing feels like two characters who actually understand each other emotionally instead of just acting romantic for the camera, and that observation alone has made viewers even more attached to their scenes. The internet especially cannot survive those moments where Brian quietly reassures Sonya Uch's character during difficult situations, because fans instantly start posting comments like, "This is the kind of husband energy we are praying for." Cold Fire. And honestly, the reactions are becoming more dramatic than the movies themselves at this point, because every tiny protective gesture now turns into another trending conversation online. Loudly crying face. Another reason fans keep dragging Brian into this protective husband agenda is because his mature appearance naturally fits those comforting husband roles perfectly, so viewers already expect emotional safety the moment he enters scenes with Sonya Uch. Weary collision. And somehow he keeps exceeding expectations every single time, because fans always find new moments to obsess over after every movie release. Some viewers even said Brian and Sonya's recent movies